Welcome back to the third segment, News from the Real World podcast. I'm Quinn.
I'm Jody.
I'm Atitra.
And this segment we're starting off with a thing on Avatar, the movie. It's a student pick from DisneyParksBlog.com.
Another Disney.
And it's by Tom Staggs, who's the chairman of Disney Parks and Resorts. And it's entitled, First Look, Avatar, to Come to Life at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Once again, I'm probably the only
I've never
person...
seen Avatar.
I've never seen Avatar! It was playing on HBO for months, and I'd watch like 2 minutes of it here and there, and I'm like, this is awful. This dialogue is horrendous, and it looks like a video game.
Yeah,
I've never seen it. Never seen it.
The only accomplishments in that movie were technical.
Yeah, but even that, it just looked cheesy to me.
And it's like
I don't know, I
so
didn't
long.
see it.
I get off topic.
It's super long.
Well, apparently
I didn't see it.
Disney is now they're creating a whole theme park that puts you in the world of Avatar that they're hoping to open in 2017, and there were some cool artist renderings in this article, but I don't know. It just looks really big.
Do you think it belongs in
and
the, I
cheesy.
don't know because I've never seen the movie, but does it belong in the Animal Kingdom though?
I guess they're creating this faux environment that makes you feel like you're in the natural world, but it's all, you know,
Are
none of
Avatar's
this stuff
animals,
exists. You know?
Like all those flying things?
Oh yeah, apparently you get to fly on a flying big bird, blue bird thing,
Okay.
like they showed in the
Cool.
painting. Yeah.
Sounds like
Sorry.
another money-making venture for Disney.
Well, Tony
Right, totally.
writes, I still think this is a mistake, and Disney will regret this decision.
Well, you
Tony's
know,
got an axe to grind.
Maybe not.
I don't know. I mean, Disney. I can't decide if they're like really good at coming up with ideas or if they're running out of ideas, right?
Maybe that's it.
Because
yeah.
they made the movies based on the rides, right? Like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride,
Right,
and
right.
then there was a couple other ones. They made movies based on the rides. And now they're making an attraction based on a movie, which is something they've done for a really long time.
Well, one thing that might bode well for this is that they're partnering with James Cameron, the film's director, and his production company, Lightstorm Entertainment. And James Cameron has always been at the forefront of technological advances,
Yeah, he
particularly
has.
in filmmaking, but also in science stuff. Like he had a craft built that could actually go down to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. He did that. He went down that. Yeah, he's a weird science movie making genius who loves traveling to the deepest point on the planet. So, you know, I don't know. Might be cool.
We'll see.
I don't know.
It's 2017.
Disney just bought Star Trek or Star Wars, and one of the comments they're like, why don't they just do a whole park of Star Wars stuff? That seems to have more cultural significance, doesn't it? Is Avatar big enough? I don't know. Will people?
I think
really take
Avatar.
interest
I
in
think
this?
I think you're onto something there because Avatar only hits a certain targeted population, right? And that would be our generation, maybe kids. Maybe people a couple years younger, like
Right.
within a decade older, but Star Wars is a much wider.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
generational.
Yeah, it's generational, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know,
Avatar the movie looks terrible. I don't know.
I don't know.
I speak from a place
I've
of
never
ignorance,
seen it.
as I often do. I've never seen the movie, but
never
it
seen
just
the
looks
movie
terrible
before.
to me.
Sorry.
All right, moving right along
Yeah.
to something completely unrelated. Jody, take it away.
Stagehands. All right,
Yeah.
so this was a fun little article called "On a Smaller Stage, Broadway Stars Show Appreciation for Stagehands." You can find it on nytimes.com, and it's by Vincent Malozzi. And so basically, it was the cast of Jersey Boys. Some of the people who they're IATSE stagehands or in a band.
At
And-
Connolly's. I know that bar. I know that bar. Yeah.
And so the singers came and they were singing while the rats were playing. And she said that she didn't really feel like she was doing them a favor because they didn't need her talent. They were talented enough on their own. And what I really liked about this article was it was kind of a public acknowledgement without feeling like a consolation prize, without them handing them flowers on opening night and saying, "Oh, thank you, like
Right,
you're so
right.
great," and
Right.
I'm only gonna talk to you this one time, but I'll thank you. Like I'm really appreciative of your service. No, she actually like spends her time with these guys, and
And apparently they're a pretty good band.
Yeah.
The River Rats.
Yeah.
Apparently they're pretty
But I think-
musically capable.
I think your time is the most valuable gift that you can give somebody.
Yeah.
And so for her,
Go
just
and, go and do some
Yeah.
Dylan and Springsteen covers
Yeah,
with the
but-
stagehand band.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But even that, like it sounded to me that she spends more time with these guys than that. That they go to the bar after the show, or it's not just about, oh hey, I'm gonna sing with you once a year. It sounded more routine than that to me.
Yeah.
I
I know a lot of Broadway musical theater actors and actresses that actually do music gigs on the side frequently. That's a
Uh-huh.
pretty common thing, actually,
Right.
Yes.
in like Joe's Pub or bars or
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But another one of the actresses, and I forget her name in the article, was is a performer in Chicago. and
Chicago, yeah,
she
she's
said,
playing the warden character.
Yeah,
in
she plays
Chicago.
Matron Mama Morton, and she
Yeah.
said that she really liked going to watch these guys because she was like, it's nice to let someone else do the work. I'm on stage all the time. She's like, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice to be a member of the audience and to appreciate them for their other gifts, and not just for the gifts they give us.
Right.
And that was really really nice.
Oh, there you go. Nice article.
Nice article.
Moving right along, that takes us to another theater-related piece. This is from HowlRound.com by Molly L. Durr. Playing Shakespeare's Men. This is an editor pick. Interesting article. It's about the resurgence, or I guess it's not a resurgence, it's a new thing, of all-female productions of Shakespeare. There's something like 700 male roles in the Shakespeare canon and 100 and some roles for women, and we're starting to see an uprise of more all-female productions. I mean, there's a pretty well-regarded production at St. Anne's Warehouse right now of Julius Caesar, all-female, set in a women's prison ward. That's gotten wonderful reviews. The article talks a lot about two companies. One, the LA Women's Shakespeare Company, that does all-female productions, and also Riot Girls, or Taffety Punk is the name of the company. This is in DC, and they're doing right now Riot Girls, Titus Andronicus, directed by Lisa Bruneau. The article goes into about, taking on male roles, but not, making it camp, really kind of taking on the behavior of men and studying.
Instead of women playing men, women taking on these
embodying
characters.
men,
women
yeah.
taking on these
So
characters.
and I found some of the things interesting. They talk about how different the gender behavior. For instance, men tend to sit back more, like this. And look at this. Actually, you're doing it both right now. Women are more face front. Men sit back.
Well,
Yeah, look at that.
I
Women
can
are
that.
constantly reaching with their faces. Men are more like this, leaning back, judging.
I'm doing
Yeah.
that right now. No.
And how women tend to break angles in their body more, with their wrists or from the pelvis or their arms. And men tend to keep more straight lines, and so that's the kinds of things that these companies are trying to instill into their production. Lisa Wolpa, the
pretty
artistic director, has been particularly
I think it's very interesting.
into this study. We
Let's
have
see the show.
We have a couple
Hopefully-
cool comments. Emma Goldman Sherman writes how when she applied to Boston University, she actually did a Hamlet monologue and she got in with it. In Hamlet's monologue. So good for you, Emma Goldman Sherman. And Rebecca Longworth writes, "Of course we need more play worlds with powerful women." That's the other point this article makes, is that it's about time that more women got to step into, more power-driven roles, such as the great kings of Shakespeare.
Yeah,
What do you two think about that? I'm
That's
sorry,
actually-
I've been yammering on, and I'm the male. You two chime in.
That was actually kind of what I was thinking. Was my initial reaction is it's really great because we did an all women's Caesar in college, and it was really cool to see women empowered by the heroic roles. You know, a female Brutus and a female Mark Antony and a female Caesar. It was really, really great. We ran it, I would love to tell you we did it for these wonderful political reasons that these guys are, and these artistic reasons that these guys are doing it, but we didn't. We did it because we were doing it in rep with an all male show of Bent.
One cool thing, one cool thing is Taffety Punk, the company in DC, they did their all-female production of Romeo and Juliet in opposition to protest the all-male production of Romeo and Juliet at the Shakespeare Theater across town, which I thought was cool.
I thought it was like.
I wonder what their
Good.
ticket sales trended. I wonder how their ticket sales trended. I'd be curious to see. Simply because DC is, I mean, it's a big city, but the theater community there is pretty small, I would imagine. Right?
Yeah, it is. I have a lot of
Yeah,
friends
and
in that
so,
city.
you know, I imagine that, you know, there are only so many board members, and there are only so many,
Right.
so
And-
many
and the
like
thing
high
about-
hat donors. You know, I wonder.
And their audience changes every 4 years.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
funny,
No,
yeah.
it's true. It's
Because
true.
everybody there is in the government.
Yeah.
Moving right along, for our last piece, TED Talks are lying to you.
TED Talks
Take it
are
away.
lying to you, and so is the title of this article, which had nothing to do with TED Talks. I'll have you know. But this article was interesting to me because it was about the language of creativity, or excuse me, not the language, the literature of creativity.
Yeah, and the narrative of it.
Yeah, and the narrative of it, and how we define it, and how kind of trendy it is to. You know, lately there's been, you know, I would say in the past 5 years, there's all these kind of, you know, there's these videos and courses of write your own children's book and write your own, you know,
Yeah.
write your own insert project here. Like, of how there's so many ways you can do it yourself. And,
This was an editor's pick, by the way, from Salon.com by Thomas Frank.
thank you
Sure.
for getting all my logistics in there.
You
I
bet.
was gonna get there eventually. Anyway.
Sorry, I
So,
interrupted.
that's okay. Thomas Frank, who I assume wrote this article, was, I assume, also the correspondent in this article, which was a little weird to
Yeah.
read about. He refers to himself in the third person a lot, which was just kind of a weird thing in the article. But I found it really interesting. He was trying to exploit how there was a very trendy book about imagination and how creativity works, and he was really just trying
we're
to
often
Right.
talking about the glut of creativity. We need more creativity. in
Yeah,
this
and he
country.
was
It's a
trying-
crisis. Right?
Yeah, and he was trying to exploit the things that this book calls to attention, which we already generally know is common knowledge.
Right.
You know, and the examples that he used were the Procter and Gamble Swiffer invention,
Right,
The
that's
3M
why.
the
invention
3M,
of
the
the
3M
Post-it
invention of the
note.
Post-it, and
note,
how
and Dylan going electric, you know.
yeah, like
Left,
the
right,
3M,
yes.
the 3M Post-it note. He was like, that's not. He's like, it's creative, but it's more of a marketing thing.
And
like,
this
there's
narrative is nothing new. We're acting as if
We
it's like a
already
new
know
thing, but
it,
this narrative's
right?
been going around
right,
for
which I think is why
years.
it's why the title of the article is "TED Talks are lying to you," is because basically anybody now with a camera, not even a camera, with a camera phone, can go online and upload anything they want to YouTube and people in the audience like me who are gullible can just believe anything you would hear. And you know, there are some valuable TED Talks about the better way to tie your shoes, and you know, there are some valuable TED Talks out there, but I think that was kind of his gist, is about these TED Talks about creativity are not very cutting edge in the literature of creativity.
Indeed.
You know, when I think about literature of creativity that's been helpful to me, you know, someone several years ago recommended that I read The Artist's Way by Julia
sure.
Cameron, and that was really helpful to me. But I feel like that came out in the 80s. That's a pretty.
Yeah,
I feel like that missed. That's a safe.
The
That's
early
safe
90s,
from this
yeah.
guy. That's safe from this guy's attack, Mr. Frank.
Yes.
But
There
he-
you have it. I think this article is mostly in reaction to how popular the TED Talks have been, and whenever
Yeah.
there's something popular, like there's always going to be a naysayer come along. But, yeah.
Right.
There you have it.
So there you have it. That wraps us up this week. Quinn, do you want to?
Concludes us. Have a great weekend. We've got a gazillion productions going on this weekend at CMU.
We
Come see
do.
some.
Come see Quinn's,
Quinn's show.
directorial debut here at CMU.
And new works, opera.
The opera.
Schmedecke's got his lighting design over at the Albert Heron.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, goodbye, America.
Oh.
Awkward.